Salute, salute. Salute to God the Most High, especially on this great Sunday. You know, salute to all my day ones. Salute to the new subscribers. You know, I gotta say salute to the returning subscribers too. Although y'all will not hit that subscribe button, I see my analytics. So thank you there as well, man. God is good. We're gonna move this forward. You know what I mean? So, trolls. It's just like the shirt say. Only God and your mama can love you. And last but not least, last but certainly not least, y'all should know what time it is. My Spanish family, my La Familia. I'm getting bilingual, y'all. ¿Qué hora es? Let me tell you. One time, that sounds a little bit better. One time, I'm going through something, y'all. I might be hitting puberty. Ha ha. And, that's one time for the Uncut Squad, one time for the Gifted Family, one time for my sister J Stars putting the spirit to smack down on her YouTube and TikTok platform. Y'all go subscribe right away. That's J Stars with two Z's. And we got to give it up to God, the Most High, the author and finisher of our faith, the creator of everything, y'all. Two salutes to G-O-D. Today, let me repeat. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean business. Today, I'm going to play the villain role, y'all. I'm letting y'all know I am the heel. I am the heel, okay? I'm going to be like one of the most hated people on the internet. And I'm choosing to be. You know why? Because I'm going to do something no other YouTuber is doing. But shout out to Red Supreme TV1. I like where they're going with it, okay? But I'm going to humanize Mr. Joe Ramirez. Since we've worked so hard to dehumanize Carmelo and humanize Austin and mourn Austin and grieve Austin, and it's been Austin only, I'm going to take time to put America's attention back where it needs to be. Not on the race, but what took place. It's not about the race, it's about what took place. America, we could just let the race go and just look at each individual case as to what took place in that instant, the elites wouldn't be winning right now. This is way too much separation and divisiveness. But this comes straight from their news about 2 years ago. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen.
We are learning more about the Belton High School student who died after being stabbed at school, allegedly by another student.
Belton police identified him as 18-year-old Jose Luis Ramirez Jr., a senior at the school. He died at Baylor Scott White Medical Center tonight from his injuries.
And 6 News anchor Bailey Bates has been following this devastating story today. She joins us live in studio now with more. Bailey?
Leslie, Chris, it was a very somber day in the Belton community. Feelings of uneasiness, confusion, and sorrow took over after the stabbing at Belton High this morning. But tonight, not every parent is getting to hold their loved one. A scary situation at Belton High School Tuesday when the school was put on lockdown for a reported stabbing.
I'm in shock because I have an older son that graduated from here in 2018, and it's always been a great school. I'm in shock.
Pamela Owen rushed to pick up her two kids from school after getting a text she never expected.
Got the text from my son saying they're barricaded in a room, but he's safe. So what does a mom do? We panic.
Belton ISD opened Tiger Field as a reunification center, with hundreds of parents and guardians waiting in line to get their loved ones.
I've been in crazier situations at school.
Emotions were high as unanswered questions loomed.
They're all right. They're a little in shock. We didn't expect something like this to happen. Who does?
Belton police say an altercation between two seniors happened in the men's restroom just before 10 a.m. And then 18-year-old Kason Tyler Allison allegedly stabbed 18-year-old Jose Joe Ramirez. Ramirez died at the hospital Tuesday afternoon from the violent act.
He know how to make you crack a smile, know how to crack a joke, know how to make you laugh. Regardless of anything, he was always there for you. That's really who Joe was. He was always that person that even when you didn't see him, you knew he was there.
Tuesday evening, Martin Martinez and other friends and family gathered to remember their friend. Lots of tears shed as they didn't expect to have to say goodbye.
Look at the hurt. Look at the pain. Look at the diversity. Look at the remembrance. Look at the suffrage. Now pay attention to how all of this disappeared out of our media. And this trial just ended on April 25th and started April 15th. Ask yourself, how does all these emotions get buried for 2 or 3 years, but yet we exploit this whole Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf case? Like, this isn't something that someone was already experiencing and going through. Same scenario. Someone's going to lose a son to the system, and someone lost a son to their demise. Same thing. Why isn't this being televised? Why? I had to go subscribe to the particular news channel in Texas that ran the story in order to get the clips that I'm going to show today. And man, I'm going to show them. Trust me. Trust me, this was a loved human being right here. Joe Ramirez was not a threat. He was only a threat to Case and Allison. I don't know what their beef was, but there was malice between the two. There were malice. Since we learned a new word and it's used to describe something premeditated or something planned, arranged, scheduled, put together, structured, organized, there's malice here. Based on a previous video I did when the news was talking about, I think, day 5 of the Case and Allison trial, they had a video to where even on the news, they said that they saw Joe Ramirez and his friend walk into the restroom. And then minutes later, you see Case and Allison and one of his friends walk into the restroom. Now, there's a lie being associated with these 4 people because they're saying that Case and Allison was being jumped in order to push his, I can never get this, basically the right to protect himself. What did it say? Say it. Self-defense. Thank you. Self-defense. But really what was going on is one of Joe's friends was recording and Casey's friend showed up to have his back in case Joe's friend jumped in. I think they did have an altercation eventually too. But the reason we see Joe swinging first and Case and Allison walking in next, we thought this was organized, that they was going to meet up in the bathroom and square off. No. Case and Allison stalked Joe Ramirez. He watched Joe Ramirez go into that restroom. He knew he could corner him. He knew he had he knew he had the Chucky blade on him. He knew he had the old juggy jug, y'all. He knew it. They said it right there on the news that he walked in after them. And it shows Joe Ramirez swinging first. I think he swung in self-defense, y'all. I think Case and Allison might have walked in there like a big timer. I'm going to get rid of you. I'm tired of this. This is over. And he instantly withdrew the Michael Myers, y'all. You know what I'm saying? He let the Wolverine claws out. You know what I mean? And I think Joe swung to defend himself. So I think from beginning to end, from my case study right now with this, and I've been all over the place with it, it definitely seems like Case and Allison was the aggressor from start to finish. And it seems like Joe had no idea that this was going to happen, that they took him by surprise. But let's get back to this.
This soon.
Still in shock. I think everybody's still kind of processing it, doesn't really believe it.
The sea of red, Ramirez's favorite color, will keep moving forward, honoring his life and how there was never a dull moment, and their memories will never fade.
A GoFundMe has been created to help Joe's family as they grieve a young life loss. You can find that link on our website, kcntv.com. We've also known that Belton High School has canceled classes for tomorrow as the school will be closed. Chris, Leslie.
All right, thanks, Bailey. Now, Belton Mayor Wayne Carpenter released this statement today saying in part, quote, I'm
going to end it here. Parents, I don't care if you're related to Austin Metcalf. I don't care if you're related to Carmelo Anthony. I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I don't care if you're black, white. I don't care if you're racist. I don't care. I don't care what it is right now. Parents, America, people, this is still a loss of life. Look how many lives were affected by losing young Joe Ramirez. So my question is, Joe wasn't important enough for everyone to keep this story running? Joe wasn't important enough for his family to, have some say so or be doing interviews right now at this point in time, knowing that the trial was just concluded? Why wasn't Joe important enough? Why is Austin important enough, but Joe isn't? Why is Carmelo's story publicized? Why is he drugged through the trenches, but Case and Allison isn't? Didn't y'all hear them say that he had a prior run-in with the police too? Case and Allison had a record. He was already on house arrest. They chose to say a GPS monitor, but if it's us, they would have said an ankle monitor or a house arrest device. So I'm going to put it the same way they would put it. Why wasn't this televised? Why isn't it televised? Why did they erase all of this from the American memory? And if they were smart, they'd do the same thing with the Carmelo Anthony case. They let 2-3 years go by and prolong this case as long as possible so the minds of America forgets, and then run it the same with the same energy. Oh, I'll be back with more. This ain't over. This is not over. Y'all remember, don't judge by race, judge by what took place. All right? Thank you for joining. Thank you for hitting that like button, that subscribe button as you come in, and we'll be back with more. Today is Sunday, so, get your one-on-one. Get your one-on-one. Get your one-on-one with your higher power. There's only one God, and Lord knows this world needs him, man. We need him, man. We need him. There is definitely a racist motive in this world. For them not to air this, for them not to allow Joe's family to speak out, his friends, his loved ones, his classmates, for them to keep this whole thing silent because it's easy to look at this case and know that Case and Allison was who they are trying to make Carmelo Anthony out to be. Yeah, it's racially engineered. There's something wrong with the elites in America. And there's something wrong to anyone who can't look outside of skin color and just look at the morality of it all. Let's look at the ethicals behind it all. Race should not play a case in this. All right, y'all. Stay prayed up, stay meditated up, stay protected, stay real, stay conscious, stay uncut, be inspired, be great, be you, and I'll be back with more and more and more. Y'all get it. Ashe.